Well, hello and welcome to week one of Self and Social Identity in Christianity. As I've introduced myself before in different venues, my name is Bruce Norquist and I'm your instructor for this course, and I'm very excited to be able to walk with you in the upcoming 8 weeks and walk through this course. I'm hoping and praying that I can do whatever I can to help you succeed and learn and grow. And I do want to highlight real quickly before I move on just my contact information that's here, my phone number, and also my email address. Feel free if you have questions or need to talk, email me and we can get, either we can correspond via email or we can set up a phone appointment. So let me move on. I want to make sure that I just quickly remind you, if you haven't already done so, make sure that you read the course syllabus and schedule and get a good understanding of what is to come in the upcoming 8 weeks. And make sure that you complete your date of attendance test by Thursday. And finally, make sure that you post your introduction to the community post discussion link, as you won't be able to get full credit for your discussion board grade this week if you don't post an introduction of yourself. Just want to real quickly give an overview of the first discussion board post that's due on Friday. You can find the assignment if you click into the week 1 link and go down to the bottom of that page and look at lesson 1 resources. One of the first resources you'll see is an identity wheel, and that initial link will be the assignment that we're going to be asking you to complete. We're going to be asking you to create an identity wheel that depicts all the different aspects of you as a person. If you're having difficulty understanding what an identity wheel is from that initial link, I've also put in a link that I feel is more accurately gives you a good visual aid as to what we're looking for. There's an identity wheel from Johns Hopkins University, and that will show you the many different aspects of someone's identity that are depicted on an identity wheel. And that is one part of the assignment, but when you go into that first link into the identity wheel, if you scroll down, there's going to be, you'll see at the bottom, it's the third page of that link, you'll see 6 questions that we are also asking you to reflect on and to type up, and I would ask you to post your work on the discussion board post. There is, within those questions, we get into the concepts of people being advantaged. What parts of your personality are you advantaged or privileged in having, and what areas are you, what parts of your identity or aspects do you feel are targeted, and what those words mean basically are just what parts of those in terms of what aspects of your identity are advantaged. Think of those places where you have rights or access to resources or lifestyles that you take for granted that other people don't. So if you, for me, for example, economically, I am in the middle class, and as a result, there's many privileges that I have that I never have to worry about or that I can take for granted. Whereas my mom grew up in a poorer community, and she talks about growing up not necessarily knowing where her next meal was going to come from. Another advantage that I have, my wife works at World Relief, where she helps immigrants get their citizenship. And when I compare myself to them, with having my American citizenship, I have rights and privileges that I never even have to worry about, that I can easily take for granted, whereas other people who don't have that citizenship and are living here do have to worry about as well. So those are just some examples of what aspects might you be advantaged in, and there are many different places, if you reflect on, that you realize that you do have privileges. What targeted means is just those places where you might feel marginalized. And so one example that's maybe a little bit more of a minor area of my life, but I live and work in a very extroverted field of student development and higher education, and I'm an introvert. And so sometimes I can feel my quietness or introversion can be a place where I feel marginalized. Or when my mom became a widow, when my dad passed away about 15 years ago, she realized that much of her church culture was geared towards married couples, and she felt odd going to some events when she didn't have a spouse. And so that was one aspect of her identity, being a widow, that she felt marginalized. So hopefully that gives you a sense of what we're looking for in that part of the discussion board assignment. I just want to give you a few suggestions as you do your discussion board posts each week. Every week you will have a discussion board post due at midnight on Friday, and go into the course syllabus and course schedule and make sure that you read through the question and what is being expected of you within the discussion board, and make sure that you answer that question fully. I'd also really strongly encourage you to engage the assigned reading for the week so that it shows to me and to others that you're reflecting on the content of the course. And then finally, I would ask that you make at least one citation of the required readings to get full credit for your discussion board post. And then once you've turned in your discussion board post on Friday, between Saturday and Monday evening at midnight, we ask and require that you engage other people's discussion board posts and do at least 2 responses that are due by Monday at midnight. Some tips that help strengthen your own responses to other people's posts: be respectful. Remember that there's a person on the other line of the idea or the thought, and so always make sure that you're seeking to edify and build up and encourage. That doesn't mean that you can't challenge someone's frame of thought, but you're doing so for the express purpose of building them up. Make sure that you do more than one sentence statements. When I see just one sentence responses that are like, way to go, good job, that's not giving me a lot of substance that shows me that you're interacting with the material. Once again, engage the assigned reading for the week. And then as you reflect on someone else's post, identify a concept you resonate with in that post, or maybe a question that comes to mind, or a reflective thought that you have on the post, and post that as well. Finally, posting on multiple days can also show me that you're engaging in the content. When I see short responses done at 11:30 on Monday night, maybe 3 short responses, that's not necessarily showing me that you've truly been engaging in the content of other people's responses. So I would encourage you to spend a little bit more time than just at the last moment doing those responses. And then if someone does ask a question on your own discussion board thread, I would encourage you to reach out and answer that question as well, so that you're interacting with others. So hopefully that gives you a sense of what I'm looking for in our discussion board posts. And yes, feel free to email me or if you have questions. But other than that, I hope you're doing well, and I hope you have a great week. And I pray that the Lord's peace be with you through the remainder of this week.